Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you class 9 students subject English lesson 2 and part 2. In my previous video I have taught you the first part and now I am going to teach you the second part, that is the Sahanai of Bismillah Khan. Sahanai is a musical instrument which is well known especially in North India, which is played in the marriage ceremony and also in the temples. Generally, students, you know that mostly time for the auspicious ceremonies, this musical instrument is played on. How it was created and how it published, how it became familiar, we will know after reading this chapter. So now I'm going to start. Emperor Aurangzeb. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pangi. Pangi, a musical instrument. This musical instrument, which was known as pangi, it was banned. Banned means it was not allowed to play on. So this pangi was banned by Emperor Aurangzeb. What was the reason behind it? What was the cause? Why did Emperor Aurangzeb ban on the playing of pangi? The real reason behind it that it created shrill an unpleasant sound. Because of its shrill and unpleasant sound, pangi was banned by Emperor Aurangzeb. Generally, everybody likes to listen the musical sound. Everybody likes to listen the sweet sound. But it created, pangi produced shrill and unpleasant sound, and it was the reason behind Aurangzeb banned on pangi. Pangi became the generic name for reeded noise maker. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. Some people expected that after the banning of pangi by Aurangzeb, they thought that one day, means after some days, once again it would be revived. A barber of a family of professional musician. A barber belonged to musician family. Means his family members were musicians. His father, uncle, forefathers were musicians. And that barber belonged to that musician family. A barber of a family of professional musician who had access to the royal palace. Means royal palace of Emperor Aurangzeb. It means a barber could easily access to the royal palace of Emperor Aurangzeb. He could easily go to that place. So he decided, who decided? That barber. That barber decided to improve the tonal quality of the pangi. To improve the tonal quality of pangi. Because it created the raucous sound, it created the shrill and unpleasant sound, and the barber decided to change a little bit. Barber decided to improve a little bit in that musical instrument. So what did he do? He chose a pipe. So it was a pipe So he chose a pipe with a natural hollow. Means there is hollow inside this pipe naturally, not man-made. It was longer and broader than पंगी. पंगी से ये थोड़ा सा लंबा भी था और ब्रॉड भी था, चौड़ा भी था. And he made 7 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He made 7 holes on that pipe. Who? The barber. When he played on it, closing and opening some of those holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. Soft and melodious sound. You see, sometimes playing Vasuri, flute. When we play the flute, sometimes we close the holes and we open the holes. And when we close and open the holes, it creates sound. It produces sound. When the barber improved Pangi by preparing a long pipe which was naturally hollow, and he made 7 holes in it, and when he started playing it by closing and opening the holes, automatically it created a pleasant sound. Earlier it was Pangi which created a raucous sound, shrill sound, unpleasant sound, but now this produced melodious sound and soft sound which was pleasant to the royal members and the king also, which impressed the total royal members. So it was the difference between this new instrument and the old one. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. When the barber played this musical instrument which was created by him, everybody presented in the royal court impressed. They liked it. They loved it. They liked the pleasant sound produced by this musical instrument. The instrument so different from Pangi to be given a new name. It was different from Pangi. It was different from Pangi. So the barber thought to give a new name to this musical instrument. So what he did, it was the Shah's residence. It was the Shah's residence. It was the Shah's chamber. And this musical instrument was created by a barber. Barber. In Hindi it is called Nai. So it was prepared by Nai and it was put forth in Shah's chamber. So the combination of two words, Shah and Nai, this name was created Shahanai. So it was for the first time, it was played in Shah's chamber and by a Nai, so its name became Shahanai. So before it was Pangi, but now it was known as Shahanai. So in this way, Shahanai was created by a barber. The sound of the Shahanai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious means Shubh. So it was sweet sound. It had pleasant sound. So everybody liked it. And for this reason it is still played. Till now, this musical instrument Shahanai is played especially in temples and is an indispensable component. Very essential instrument of any North Indian weddings. In the wedding ceremony of North India, this musical instrument Shahanai is played, along with also in temples being taken as auspicious, it is also played. So, students, especially in temples and in marriage ceremonies of North India, this auspicious musical instrument, Sahanai, is played till now. In the past, the Sahanai was a part of Nauvat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at the royal courts. There were 9 famous musical instruments were played in the royal chamber of Emperor Aurangzeb. And this Sahanai was one of them. How many musical instruments? There were 9 famous musical instruments were played, especially in the royal chamber. And Sahanai was one of them. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto this classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So earlier, it was only played in the royal residence, but till now, it is played in temples and in the marriage ceremonies. So that musical instrument Sahanai came to this present day, and the total credit goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Only because of Ustad Bismillah Khan, at the present time, this Sahanai is well known. This Sahanai is famous. So now we will read about the childhood of Bismillah Khan. Childhood of Bismillah Khan. When Bismillah Khan was only 5 years old, at the age of 5, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate means Virasat, of Dumrao in Bihar. Bismillah Khan was born in Bihar, in Dumrao estate in the ancient time, where estate of born in state of Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple. In that Dumrao state of Bihar, there was a famous temple which name was Bihariji temple. Which temple? Bihariji temple. And why did he go there? उस टेम्पल में वो क्यों जाते थे बिस्मिल्लाह खान? टू सिंग द भोजपुरी चैता. टू सिंग भोजपुरी चैता. So Bismillah Khan went to Bihariji temple to sing Bhojpuri Chaita. And it was his daily routine. Every day he went to this temple. And what did he get in return? उनको क्या मिलता था उसके बदले? After singing Bhojpuri Chaita, he was given a big laddu. Weighing of, जिसकी वजन था weighing of 1.25 kg, means it was a very big laddu. He was given a big laddu which weight was 1.25 kilo in return after singing the Bhojpuri Chaita in Bihariji temple. And it was his daily routine. Who gave this prize? A local Maharaja. There was a local Maharaja in the Dumrao estate in Bihar, and that Maharaja gave this gift, means that big laddu, to Bismillah Khan. Then what happened? This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. He was awarded with Bharat Ratna. Was awarded with the highest civilian award. Bharat Ratna. So, he was born on 21st March 1916. Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916. He belongs to a well-known family. Well-known means famous. Famous family of musicians from Bihar. It means he was born on 21st March 1916 in Bihar. His grandfather, what was the name of his grandfather? His grandfather name was Rasul Baksh Khan. Rasul Baksh Khan, and his father's name was Pegambar Baksh. So his grandfather's name was Rasul Baksh Khan and his father's name was Pegambar Baksh. Rasul Baksh Khan was the Shahnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's court. His grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan was a well-known Shahnai player, and he played Shahnai, this musical instrument, in the Bhojpur King's court. His father Pegambar Baksh and other paternal ancestors. One is paternal, the family members related to father, and maternal, the members related to mother. That is called maternal. And paternal means the members related to father. Paternal ancestors were also great Shahnai players. Undoubtedly, Nishandeh, mostly members of his paternal were famous for Shahnai. They were famous Shahnai players. The young boy took to music early in life. When Bismillah Khan was a child, he took interest in music. At the age of 3, only when he was 3 years old, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house. Where was his maternal uncle's house? Varanasi, Banaras. One day, when he was only 3 years old, and he went to his maternal uncle's house with his mother, Bismillah was fascinated. He was overjoyed watching his uncles practice the Shahnai. Not only his paternal members, Also, his maternal members were famous for Sahanai playing. They were also famous Sahanai players. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle. उनका अंकल का नाम था अली बख्श, मामा जी का नाम अंकल थे अली बख्श, और अपने अंकल अली बख्श के साथ उन्होंने प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, सहानाई प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए बनारस का विष्णु टेम्पल में चला गया, क्योंकि हिज अंकल अली बख्श always went to a Vishnu temple in Varanasi to play Shahanai. So he also assisted his uncle. वो अपने अंकल के साथ गए. Ali Baks would play the Shahanai and Bismillah would sit captivated. Captivated means मोहित होना, डूब जाना ध्यान में. For hours on end, continuously. His uncle Ali Baks played on Shahanai, and he listened, Bismillah listened carefully to the sweet sound produced by the Shahanai of Ali Baks. And he was captivated, he was impressed, he lost himself, he was immersed. Ali Baks would play, yes, and he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. The whole day he started practicing the playing of Shahanai under the guidance, under the training of his uncle Ali Baks. From his childhood, at the age of 3, for years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice. Apprentice means learner, assistants, favorites, haunts. Haunts means resort, frequently visited place. That is called haunt. H-A-U-N-T. Frequently visited place. So what were the frequently visited places of Bismillah Khan? Mangala Maiya, Balaji temple, and Ganga, banks of Ganga river. And he could practice in solitude. Always he was not with his uncle Ali Baks. Sometimes he went to those places alone and he started practicing. The flowing waters of the Ganga, Ganga ki bahati hui jal, inspired him. Means he was inspired with the rivulating water, with the running water, with the moving water of the Ganga. To improvise. Improvise means perform without preparation and invent rags that were earlier considered to beyond the range of the Shahanai. He started playing different kinds of rags, such as Rag Yaman. So, earlier it was very difficult to play rags on Shahanai. शहनाई पर कोई राग बजाना बहुत मुश्किल था. But Bismillah Khan started inventing so many rags on Shahanai. And due to this reason, he became familiar not only in India but also in the whole world. He was well known in the whole world for this. At the age of 14, जब उनका उम्र 14 हुआ, at the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. So where did he go? To a music conference which was held in Allahabad. At the end of his recital, at the end of his singing, गायन के बाद, recital means गायन, गायन के अंत में उस्ताद फयाज खान patted the young boy's back and said, work hard and you shall make it. Students, please pay attention. You shall means sure and certain, definitely you will make it. You will get success. These were the encouraging words of Ustad Fayaz Khan. With the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938, All India Radio broadcasting started in Lucknow. For the first time in 1938, when All India Radio broadcasting started in Lucknow, then what happened? Bismillah came to a big break. He soon became an often heard Sahanai player on radio. He started singing on radio, and on radio, his musical voice started broadcasting that pleased to lakhs and crores of people on Air India. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Sahanai. By playing his Sahanai, he greeted India for the first time. And which rag he played? He played Rag Kafi. Rag Kafi was played on his Sahanai on 15th August 1947 to greet India from Red Fort. So who were the audience at that time? Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. And after his Kafi Rag, after his Rag Kafi, then our first Honorable Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru addressed Indians, and which speech was known as Tryst with Destiny. Bismillah Khan was given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. He was not limited to India. Several times, several places of world he visited. On the invitation, he was invited everywhere. His first trip abroad, उनका जो पहली विदेश यात्रा था अफगानिस्तान. Afghanistan was his first abroad visit, where King Zahir Shah, उस समय राजा जाहिर शाह थे अफगानिस्तान के राजा, so taken in, इतनी अट्रैक्टेड हो गए, इंस्पायर्ड हो गए by the master that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets. प्राइसलेस, अनमोल, एक अनमोल तोहफा उनको दिए, एक पर्शियन कारपेट दिए एंड अदर सॉवनिर्स, बहुत सारे स्मारिका के साथ एक पर्शियन कारपेट्स भी तोहफे के रूप में उनको दिए। द किंग ऑफ अफगानिस्तान वॉज नॉट ओनली वन टू बी फैसिनेटेड विथ बिस्मिल्लाह's म्यूजिक, फिल्म डायरेक्टर विजय भट्ट was so impressed after hearing Bismillah's play at festival that he named a film after the instrument called गुंज उठी शहनाई। एक फिल्म भी क्रिएट हुआ जिसका नाम था गुंज उठी शहनाई, जिसको डायरेक्शन दिए थे विजय भट्ट, फिल्म डायरेक्टर, वेल नोन फिल्म डायरेक्टर। सो इन दिस वे ही बिकेम फैमिलराइज्ड। द film was a hit and one of Bismillah Khan's composition Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. Chart buster means record breaker. It broke so many records. Despite this huge success, it was a huge success, बहुत बड़ी सफलता थी। In the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two. Though in film industry, it was a great success, but he didn't take interest in film industry. उन्होंने फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में रुचि नहीं लिया। I just can't come to terms with artificially and glamour of this film world. Because film world is an artificial world. It is not the natural world, he says with emphasis. That was the reason he didn't like the artificial film world, though he got a huge profit. He got a huge success in the film of Gunj Uthi Shahanai. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Central Hall in United States of America. Also, invitation came from United States of America and he performed there. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival and in the Oscar Trade Fair. In all familiar festivals, fair festivals, stages, well-known stages, he performed. And he became internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Masque Ustad Bismillah Khan. तेहरान में उनके नामानुसार एक बहुत बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम का भी नाम रखा गया। He got so many national awards, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and in 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. सबसे पहले पद्मश्री, then Padma Bhushan, then Padma Vibhushan, and at last he was also awarded with Bharat Ratna in 2001. With the coveted award, coveted means shining award, resting on his chest and his eyes glinting, shining. Coveted means much desired. He said, all I would like to say is teach your children music. What was his words? What was his appeal? His appeal to all Indians, to the world people, teach your children music. This is Hindustani's richest tradition. खास करके ये भारत के सभी लोगों से उनका अपील था कि अपने बच्चों को ये हिंदुस्तानी का जो सबसे बड़ा संगीत है, म्यूजिक है, उसको सिखाइए. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. Western civilization people also coming to learn this music, traditional music. In spite of के बावजूद, having traveled all over the world, Khan Saheb, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumra. उन्होंने विश्व का परिक्रमण किया, लेकिन जो सबसे ज़्यादा पसंदीदार उनका जगह था, वन वाज बनारस एंड सेकेंड वाज डुमरा. ही नेवर फॉरगॉट बनारस एंड डुमरा, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. And according to him, the world's most well-known towns, one was Banaras and second was Dumra. What happened once, एक बार क्या हुआ, a student of his once wanted him to head a Sahana school in the USA. USA में उनका एक स्टूडेंट था और वो चाह रहे थे USA में एक म्यूजिकल इंस्टीट्यूट खोलने के लिए. He tried his level best. वो पूरा प्रयास किए अपने गुरु बिस्मिल्लाह खान को कन्विंस करने के लिए कि आप यही यूएसए में रहिए. एंड द स्टूडेंट प्रॉमिस्ड, और स्टूडेंट ने वादा किया टू रिक्रिएट द एटमॉस्फियर ऑफ बनारस. बनारस की एटमॉस्फियर को वहाँ क्रिएट करने के लिए उन्होंने वादा किया बाय रेप्लिकेटिंग मीन्स मेकिंग द टेम्पल्स देयर. उन्होंने वादा किया, आई वुड क्रिएट सो मेनी टेम्पल्स हियर, आई वुड नेवर गिव यू चांस टू मिस बनारस. मैं बनारस आपको याद करने के लिए नहीं दूंगा और यहाँ पर मैं बहुत सारा मंदिर बना दूंगा, आप यहाँ पर रहिए. बनारस का एटमॉस्फियर आई वुड क्रिएट हियर. तो खान साहेब क्या बोले, डू यू नो? बट खान साहेब आस्क्ड हिम, ठीक है, यू वुड क्रिएट so many temples here just like बनारस. जिस तरह बनारस में बहुत सारा टेम्पल है, आप यहाँ तो बना लोगे, क्या बनारस में बहती हुई गंगा को यहाँ ला पाओगे? Would you bring the flowing गंगा to this USA? आप ला पाओगे? And if you do this, then I will be here. अगर आप ला दोगे वहाँ पर बहती हुई गंगा को, then I would settle here. That is why whenever I am in foreign country, I keep yearning. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. जब कभी वो विदेश में रहते थे, वो बनारस और डुमराव की उनको याद आती थी. And one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Sahanai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. एक मुसलमान होने के बावजूद प्रत्येक दिन सुबह में उन्होंने काशी विश्वनाथ टेम्पल में सबसे पहले सहानाई वादन करते थे, सहानाई बजाते थे. So students, it is a very interesting lesson and I hope you would enjoy this lesson. Thank you. In next chapter I would discuss the next topic. Thank you.